Hi there. My name is John, and if you've been like me in the past few days, you've been practicing social isolation and social distancing and staying at home, for the greater good of the community. I want to take a moment and say thank you. And I also want to take a moment to share with you 5 simple tips that I found to be very effective at getting to take charge of life again. Because I've noticed that, it's easy to get caught up in this current situation. It's easy to want to keep reading more news articles, wanting to, watch more videos or read articles talking about this whole virus situation. And that's a normal part of life. I mean, that's just our brain wanting to get a sense of control. But it's actually not doing all that much and actually helping you take control. If anything, it actually makes you feel more anxious. So today I want to share 5 simple things that you can do very, very, very effectively that will improve your sense that you're taking charge of things and actually let you get life back on a more effective routine so you can become more efficient and more productive. Number 1, very simply, create and stick to a routine. I'm going to guess, like if you've been used to going outside most of the time, you probably have a certain set of routines that you've been living your life off of. Maybe for the past few months, maybe for the past few years. And in these next few weeks, because we don't know how long we're going to be staying at home, it's really, really important that we create a new set of routines and follow through with it. So if you've previously had a routine of waking up every single morning and going to the gym, and now the gym is closed, realize that's okay. You could still go to YouTube and go online or find some workout videos and do some quite very effective body weight training and cardio right in your own home. But the important thing is to write down what those routines are and follow through with it with a sense of unwavering determination. Right? And this is the most important thing is while you're in the stage of being cooped up at home, you want to have a routine that you can follow every single day. Routines are something our brains can grasp onto to give ourselves a sense of certainty. And then the more we follow through with it, the better our mental health gets. So create a routine and follow through with it. If you don't yet have a morning routine, if you don't yet have an evening routine, create one. Okay? I'll be happy to talk about that in another video if you're interested, but make sure to have a routine and be very determined in sticking to it. It doesn't matter if that morning, there's some new piece of information that comes out, unless people are being asked to evacuate their homes, stick to the routine. Okay. Number 2, organize your home one space at a time. This is the perfect time, right? You're stuck at home anyway. This is the perfect time to go through and do a little bit of deep cleaning. Now, especially because you're going to be spending a lot of times at home, my recommendation is don't try to pick the next 3 days and do a whole total home makeover kind of thing. Just start dividing it up. Pick, let's say, one corner of your home office, one section of your living room, wherever it is you want to start from, but pick one area and sectionally start sorting through it. This means organizing everything, make sure everything has its own home and returning it to its own home, and maybe practicing a little bit of that, magic of tidying up by looking at something and saying, does this spark joy? Does this currently provide something in my life? Or am I hoarding something just because it makes me feel momentarily better, because chances are it's actually taking up more brain space and it's taking up more psychic RAM, right? The messier your space is, the harder it is for you to focus, right? If you want to create and get better at creating, you want to create some space, okay? So number 3, designate a work zone in your home. During this time, you're going to want to continue being productive, right? You probably have some ideas of things you want to get done. So you want to create a designated space that you go to work every single day. And this is no Facebook, no Instagram, no Netflix zone. If you have it, if you have a desk and that's the desk that you choose to work on, even if it's just a platform that you're standing in front of, choose it and set it and make sure that you always go there only for work. Right? I'm not a big believer in working on your bed if you can avoid it, because oftentimes, 1, it disrupts your actual work quality. It's a Pavlovian kind of connection that we create when we're working from bed, and usually our state of mind gets a little bit more relaxed when we're, sitting on our beds. And also, it disrupts actually your sleep patterns, because your brain is never quite sure whenever you're going to bed, whether or not you're trying to get more sleep or you're trying to do some more work. right? So I generally would recommend picking out an area of your work zone and keep that area sacred. 4, regardless of whether or not you're currently going to work, regardless of whether or not you currently have a home office and you work from home or you've always worked from home, I'm a big believer in dressing up to go to work, right? And this is part of the routines, and I think it's important. There's something about getting dressed up as if you're going out to an office, whatever that uniform looks like, in which that tells your brain it's time to get into action. It gets your mind focused, right? There's very famous writers, for example, who have talked about this. They'll every single morning, they'll wake up, they'll have breakfast with their family, and then they'll go put on a suit and tie and walk over to their desk, which is still in their home, to start writing, because they have that set pattern. And you'll be surprised how quickly it is that your ideas will start showing up if you're in a creative role, or your productivity will start going up just because you've chosen to dress up to go to work. I know, if you're doing a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of people feel like, well, if I'm doing a Zoom call, why do I need to wear pants? You don't, not because anyone will see you, but I recommend it because you will feel differently. And that's the purpose, and that's the importance. Okay, number 5 is set goals. Set a weekly goal. Right now, you have probably a plan in the next few days to stay at home. Well, set some goals of what do you want to accomplish during this time? And maybe you're just like, okay, I'm taking this time, I don't need to work right now, it's fine, or I don't have any work that I could do at home anyway, and that's fine. Maybe it's time for you to learn a craft, maybe take some online courses. I'll be very happy to share a lot of online free resources with you that you can go check out, books, for example, courses, but set some goals. Maybe this week is you finish an online course. Maybe this week is you finish reading a book, or maybe a couple of books. Maybe you start journaling out some things that you've been wanting to plan to get done. Right? Maybe there's a guitar that you can dust off somewhere in your own home that you can pick up and practice. Whatever it is, you'd be surprised at how many skills you can learn in under a week, in under a month. That will be something that you can, carry on through the rest of your life. You want to learn a new language? Perfect time for that, right? Take advantage of the resources that are available to you online, but don't let this time go to waste. Just because it looks like and feels like the world around is kind of falling apart a little bit, doesn't mean your life has to. Take charge, get in control, get in the right mindset, and get to work. I wish you all the best. I wish your family the best, and I'm here, and I'm still here to support you however way you need. All the best.